Before I begin the PowerPoint, I would just like to make an announcement. This is the verified nominees for the election to the LVW Board of Trustees for the 2023 trustee election in alphabetical order. Unfortunately, our first candidate, Michael Mark Blank, informed me today that he is resigning from the run for candidacy of trustee due to health reasons. His name will appear on the ballot, though, and it will indicate withdrawn. Please do not vote for Michael Blank. You will be wasting a vote at that point in time. It has to be placed on the ballot because the call for nominations ended on Monday, July 3rd at 4 p.m. So we're obligated to place it on the ballot, but it will be indicated as withdrawn. Al D'Amato, 697B Friar Court. Ivan Gilbert, 4A Edinburgh Lane. Oh boy, I forgot. Oh, I'm getting better at pronouncing this name. John Mark Kasivniak. Thank you. 860A Winchester Court. Steve Leslie Randall, 26B Cambridge Circle. Linda Miller, 1003A Buckingham Drive. Alex S. Peck, 988B Buckingham Drive. Nancy Townsend Thomas, 413C Cheshire Court. Those are our nominees. We have 7. Now to the presentation. Election is August 31st, 2023. Next slide, please. We're giving you many opportunities to meet the candidates. First, you have face-to-face opportunities to meet the candidates. We have a meet and greet this Friday, July 7th, 2023, 7 to 9 p.m. right here in the Hall Auditorium. That's your chance to meet the candidates in a very informal situation and ask questions to the candidates. They will be evenly spaced along the walls in alphabetical order. When we have the one in Club Encore, we're going to reverse the alphabetical order of the seating just to be fair to absolutely everybody. We will also have an election committee table set up, so you are more than welcome to ask any questions of the election committee at that point in time. Our table should be closest to the door. The second meet and greet is Thursday, August 10th, 2023 at Club Encore. That one will be 1 to 3 p.m. So you have 2 chances for face-to-face meets and greets, and I know a lot of the candidates on their own are having very informal meets and greets, and they're posting that information on social media. So there's a lot of opportunities to make a very, very important decision and vote. There's a candidates forum that will take place in the evening, July 21st, 2023, from 7 p.m. right here in Willow Hall. If you are unable to attend the forum, you may mail your questions to LVW Election Committee, care of the Association Offices, 959 Buckingham Drive, Manchester, New Jersey, or you can mail it in to association@lvwa.net. This is important. All questions must be received by Wednesday, July 19th, 2023, at the close of business. What will happen then is we will consolidate all the questions, and we will ask the moderator at that point in time to rule on any duplicates at that point in time. Those questions that are mailed in or electronically sent will be asked after the first round of the people present during the forum who have questions to be asked. Questions must be submitted by members who are in good standing with the association. Next slide, please. It would help if I advanced my slides. Okay, these are your opportunities for non-face-to-face information concerning our candidates. Hopefully, sometime next week, the special bulletin will go out and be mailed to all unit owners. All of the candidates have submitted their profiles to be included in the special bulletin. So once we get the special bulletin back, we'll proof it, it'll go out to the printer, and we're shooting for next week, come hell or high water, right, Samantha? That's our drop dead date. Okay. Candidates video, as Mike Maurizio had mentioned, all of the candidates will be doing a videotaping. We've already done 3, and we have 4 more to do, and they're all scheduled. Those candidates' videos will be available about July 15th, but before the candidates forum. Don't hold me to that date, but we're right on schedules. Also, right outside on all of the clubhouses are the candidates' resumes, so those are your opportunities to make an informed decision on a non-face-to-face basis. Now we're going to get into the ballots. Next slide, please. Ballots will be mailed after the candidate forum on or about the week of July 24th. We shoot hopefully for the first Monday after the forum, but my gosh, there's a lot of things that have to take place. That election committee you have in place, that's a great group of people. We work really, really hard, and we've got 6,692 plus envelopes, and that's a lot of work, and we have to make sure we're picture perfect in all cases. This is what you're going to see, but the current envelopes for the election are out to print. So what you're going to see on the screen right now are the ballot envelopes from last year, edited by me. Because of the fact, if I didn't have that green there, you're going to see vote for 2 candidates. No, you need to vote for 3 candidates. So when you see this envelope, the front envelope that says contains Board of Trustee election material, please do not throw that out. That's important. That's an important envelope you must open and cast a ballot if you so choose. You need to complete the ballot by filling in a circle, and rather than this, let's just go and look at a ballot in a few seconds. Next slide, please. Last year, when we were doing the ballot opening, the ballot envelope was white, and it was a little discerning because of the fact we had a white pre-page postage envelope with a white ballot envelope. So this year, your ballot envelope is going to be a different color. It'll be blue, but primarily for the election committee, so it's easier for us to make sure we're pulling that ballot out of a white envelope instead of a white ballot out of a white envelope. Next slide, please. Here's probably the most important thing. This is your return envelope. It's going to look like this. We made no changes, with the exception Paul McCartney obviously will not be casting a ballot here. We have no Abbey Lane here in Leisure Village West, Abbey Lane rather, in Leisure Village West. So this is what you're going to put your ballot in, but where I have an important and an arrow is, for your ballot to count, you must put in your name and your street address. Without that, we can't do anything. We can't open that ballot, try to find out who you are, because the minute we open that ballot, it's no longer an anonymous ballot. So it's very, very important that you remember Paul McCartney in the back of your mind, and you fill out that little corner with your name, your unit name, and your address. Next slide, please. Here's what the ballot is going to look like. We're going to tweak it a little bit more to make sure that we're going to put some wording that you can vote for no candidates, that's legit, 1 candidate, 2 candidates, but up to 3, no more than 3. And if you choose to write in, that write-in is going to count for the total of 3 votes. And if you look closely, we have quite an interesting group running this year. We have Yogi Berra. My personal favorite is Oscar Mayer, after yesterday's Joey Chestnuts eating 63 hot dogs. Okay. Yeah, well, we have some interesting names up there. None of them who are in good standing here in Leisure Village West. Okay, the next slide, please. These are important. Your absentee ballot, per the Radburn law, must be anonymous. So all ballots are anonymous. If you have a unit where you're renting and you've given your renter your voting rights, you don't have to do anything. But if you have a unit that you are renting and you want to give voting rights to the tenant, you must get a form from the association, and the information is up there, and request that. At any point in time, on election day or any time before that, you can come in, and if you're the owner of a unit with a tenant and you want to rescind that proxy, you have the ability to do that. Here's another key point. Some of us in here possibly own multiple units. It's important that you put 1 ballot in each envelope for each unit that you own. Don't try to save us postage by putting 4 ballot envelopes in 1 envelope. Don't do that. Yes, last month I talked about the split ballots. If you have 2 unit owners in the same residence, they just can't get along and decide who to vote for. They can request a split ballot, only 1/2 each, so don't come in and ask for a split ballot for 4 people, because we don't do quarters here. If you lose or misplace or want to change your vote, you can come down to the association office at any time and ask for a replacement ballot, or on election day, polls will open at 10 a.m. You can come in at that time and ask to change your vote, ask for a replacement ballot, or rescind your proxy. Next slide. The election will be broadcast live. It's very riveting. There will be no sound for about first 2 hours of it, but we will announce on closed captions where we are in the opening of the ballot phases. A ballot box will also be located here in the association, not the association, at Willow Hall for you to actually physically drop your ballots in if you so choose. Again, I mentioned the proxies can be withdrawn. You can change your vote. Our magic number is 898 ballots. That's ballot envelopes received for us to have quorum. If we don't meet quorum, the annual meeting will be adjourned for 30 days and the current Board of Trustees will remain in place. If you do try to come in here, and if you come in here to vote or change your vote on election day, you must bring proper identification with you, assigning you to the unit owner that you are voting, the unit that you are voting for. Now I'd like to take the time to just answer a couple questions with respect to, that I got today. Bumper stickers on cars are permissible. The political signage resolution that was passed last month by the board is for signs on doors. So if any of the candidates would like to give out bumper stickers or tiny little magnets, provided they're not in violation with whatever that motor vehicle was cited in the political signage, that's particularly fine. Also, candidates are allowed to come into the village and request a mailing list of all eligible voters, and you might be getting a brochure from some of the candidates asking you to vote for them. We all get them from candidates during general and primary elections. There's nothing unusual about that. That pretty much ends my presentation. This PowerPoint presentation will be put up on front steps. I'm also going to do a little tidbit for KLVW again, trying to tell you how to vote. Don't vote for more than 3. We don't want to invalidate any of your ballots. We want everybody to have a legitimate ballot cast here. Thank you very much.